Good evening. Welcome to Stacy's Closet. Tonight is a little different. It's a little special. It's a special video for two special women. Both of you know who you are. I am doing this for them. They gave me some ideas, and so I wanted to speak on it. I didn't want it to take a whole lot of time to do so. But if you're here on purpose, that means you have purpose. So again, welcome to Stacy's Closet. I thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I hope it enlightens you. It's giving you all my 50 years of wisdom, okay? Or attempting to give you some wisdom in doing so. First, tonight is going to be a little different. I'm going to talk about something, but I want to read something, and I wrote it. It is called Marry Me. Will you marry me? Now, hold on now. Don't get it twisted, because I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I did, would you say yes? Don't get me wrong. I love you with all my heart, and my body cries out for you. Even when I'm asleep, my body craves you to be inside, and like a wet baby, I wake in the middle of the night, crying for you to take me there, to feed me, of course. Now, I would like to be your wife, but I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I was, would you say yes? Through all our ups and downs and all our turnarounds, I still find myself calling out your name. So yes, I would love to be your wife. But let's not get it twisted. I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I did, would you say yes? Even though I might find myself inside myself with thoughts of you crowding my mind, I would love for you to say yes. You would marry me. But don't get it twisted. I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I was, would you say yes? I would want to make you mine for life, but let's not get it twisted. I'm not asking to be your wife. I'm not asking for your hand in marriage, just stating the facts. I would love to be Mrs. Well, let's just say I would love to be your wife. Now let's not get it twisted. I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I was, could you say yes? Now, I read that because of this. When I wore this particular dress, and this is what we're going to talk about tonight, I felt like I got to take these off. I felt like an absolute princess. I felt like a queen. I felt special. I felt beautiful. The night that I wore this dress, I felt on top of the world. The night that I wore this dress, now only those who know me are familiar with everything that was going on leading up to me wearing this dress and what this signified and how. But through that night, I was made to feel, and I'm just going to take this moment and tell him, thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And I love you for that, because that night, he made me feel beautiful. But God made me know that I'm beautiful and special. And on that night, I realized that I was not under a generational curse anymore. You see, I had always felt like I was cursed. Marriage seems to escape me. And marriages in my family don't seem to last. So I felt like it was a generational curse. And just so you know, for all of those of you might be like, oh, she's getting churchy again. Let me just tell you this. When you go to the doctor and you fill out that form, they ask you, did your mama have high blood pressure? Did your mama have diabetes? Did your father have congestive heart failure? Did your father have high blood pressure? Because what has happened is even the medical field has realized there's a connection that runs through generations. There's a connection that runs through, if mama was diabetic, there's a strong possibility that you may be diabetic. It's in that generation. If daddy had high blood pressure, it's a strong possibility that you might have high blood pressure. They also say that, alcoholism, it's coming through, it's a generational thing. Their mama was an alcoholic. Daddy was an alcoholic. The brother, the sister, everybody was an alcoholic, right? So they've connected this. They said that it's a generational thing. Okay, so That's why I said it. This is not. So I know you're going to try to say, oh, she's trying to get churchy. I'm just talking facts, baby. Anytime you fill out a medical paper, you'll see on there, they're going to ask you all of those questions. They even going to ask you, women, and you know this, they'll ask you, has anybody in your family, your sister, your mama, your aunties, your grandmother, did they have breast cancer? Anybody have that? Because again, they found the link in the generations. So with that being said, as I was saying, I began to feel like that was a generational curse, that, it just, marriage was not for me, right? That night, I realized that generational curse had been broken. That was still, but my mind, this is why people will say you got a slave mentality. So the generational curse had been broken. I've had powerful people in my life that have prayed for me, that have fasted for me, and that generational curse had been broken, but my mind couldn't see it. So I still had the generational curse mentality. So I was still walking in the generational curse of, okay, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. Nobody's ever going to love me enough. Okay. So I never felt enough, right? That night, I was enough. I was beautiful. I was a queen that night. So I realized at that moment that I had been walking around with a slave mentality. The chain had already been broken, and I was still walking around in that. So, and I said that to say this. Some of you it's already been broken. You're just still walking in the same mentality. And so because of that, you're walking around, you around here doing all types of stuff. That's why some of y'all fake friends. Y'all don't even know how to be a friend. I'm sorry, it ain't all you. That's a generational thing. Your mama wasn't no friend. Your daddy wasn't no good friend. Your daddy was sneaky. He was mischievous. He wasn't to be trusted. He wasn't loyal. Your mama was. It was a generational thing. But you don't have to stay in that generational thing. You don't have to continue to be a snake. You don't have to continue to walk in that generational curse. You don't have to continue to walk around in a mindset of generational curses. Just like, okay, I was having a conversation and someone had said, well, and people say this all the time. They were saying, don't forget where you came from. What? It's not that I want to forget where I came from. I need to forget where I came from, because that's the problem with some of us. Some of us, because we have not forgotten where we came from, we can't come out of that mess. We're still feeling guilty and ashamed about where we came from, that we can't overcome and walk into the new thing, okay? That's why some of us, our relationships aren't working. That's why our marriages is falling apart, because we are still stuck back to what we still thinking about where we came from. You still stuck in that generational curse mindset, and it's already been broken. And you still walking around with the same mindset, that you're still bound up and locked up in that generational curse. And that's a lie. It is a lie. You don't have to be in that foolishness. That is a lie. Okay, and you know what? This is the thing. If somebody starts telling you don't forget where you came from, help them understand. Baby, I'm not who I was. I'm not who I used to be. Listen, I am not that same person. So guess what? It ain't that I'm trying to forget where I came from. God delivered me. So I'm not that same person. I didn't forget where I came from, but God delivered me. So I'm not in that same state anymore. So that's not who I am. Now, some of us, I know what that really means. What they're trying to say is, now that you might have got a little money, you acting different. You might be acting a little bougie. Let me correct you on something. It ain't that you forgot where you came from. It's that your behind is ungrateful and unthankful. Because see, when you're grateful for overcoming your foolishness, when you're grateful and you're from overcoming poverty, maybe you grew up in the projects and now you staying in you done purchased your home. You might have a mansion and you purchased that, and then you own this thing and you came from the projects. Okay, let me help you with that, baby. That is not that you don't forgot where you came from. No, you just ungrateful. Because when you're grateful, you're appreciative. You know that it is a blessing and you want to be a blessing to others. You are humble because you know where you came from. So because of you know where you came from and you're thankful that you're not there anymore, now you're humble. You want to, I thank God. Oh God, I thank you that I overcame. I'm going to be a blessing to the next person to help them come up out of that mess. Come on now. It ain't that you forgot where you came from. It's because your behind is ungrateful. You need to be delivered. And guess what? A lot of times that's a generational thing. It's a generational curse. You don't even know how to handle wealth. You got a little bit of it and then lost your mind. You don't know. Come on. You didn't forget where you came from. You're ungrateful. You need to get delivered. That's a generational thing. And some of you men, you running around here, you want to sleep with every woman that you come in contact with. That's a generational thing. Your daddy probably was like that. Or it could have been your mama. We put a lot of blame on daddy, but it could have been your mama. Because come on now, I know some women that's some backdoor scandalous women. I was going to call, I was going to say what the old folks used to say, but I'm not going to call a woman that. I'm just going to say she has done a few things that might not be appropriate, okay? It might not be good, but guess what? Just because her sin is different doesn't mean that we still don't sin. My sin might look different than hers, but I'm still a sinner saved by grace. So again, I'm not going to call that woman out of her name. But what I am going to say is that might be why you're still in that generational curse. Get delivered. It's because, see, mama, your parents was running around here, and it might not have been your parents. It could have been your grandparents. Could have been. See, what people don't understand, when you want to lay up something, you want to leave your children with something. I want you to leave them with a generational curse broken. I want you to leave them with prosperity on their life. I want you to leave them with wisdom. I want you to leave them with, see, if you sow the good seed, you shall reap that thing. Okay, so I want you to leave your generation that. Leave your family with that. Not all of this foolishness that you done, your daddy, your mama, they done did all this. Now you walking in that generational curse. No, you don't have to be. And then I want you to understand something. This whole premise that I've worked so hard to get where I'm at, right? I've worked so hard to get where I'm at. You have all of these material things, but you cannot take them with you. So I want you to leave a mark of not just material things, but wealth is wisdom and knowledge. I want you to leave them that. Don't just leave your children with finances. Leave them because guess what? If they don't have wisdom, they ain't going to keep the finances. So it didn't benefit you to leave that to them because they're not going to hold on to it because they don't have wisdom. And they're not going to hold on to it because now you done left them with a generational curse. And now they sitting around here, they can't hold on to $1. Every time they get it, it's gone. Because you left them with nothing but a generational curse and some finances that they can't do nothing with. So I say to you, a lot of times, again, we're walking in things that we may not understand what they are and why they are. And a lot of times that's because it's in a generational thing. It's tied up in a generational curse. And I'm telling you, I can tell you because I was there. I was under a cloud of my generational mindset. So I felt like I was cursed and I was messed up because of a generational thing. My mother didn't have good self-esteem. She didn't really love herself. And guess what? She had a bunch of daughters that was the same way, walking in that generational curse. And so for a long time, I didn't think I was worthy of love. I didn't think that I never thought anyone would love me because of, again, I thought that I was cursed. How could anyone love me? I wasn't worthy of that. And I'm telling you, I'm wearing this dress tonight again because this was me saying, you know what? Wait a minute. You're right. I am a queen. I am not only that, a man who marries me findeth favor. I'm the blessing. So again, that's why I have this dress on. So I say to you, could you marry me? Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not asking for your hand in marriage. But if I did, could you say yes? And so today I'm saying yes to myself. I am saying you're worthy, you're enough, I love you enough that I could marry you. That is what I'm saying to me. Now, whatever you think your generational curse is, I don't care if it's low self-esteem. I don't care if it's poverty. I don't care. It could be a generational curse of lust. You got flesh problems. You want to sleep with everybody. Any of that. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, I want you to lay it all down today. And I want you to truly say, God, just forgive me. God, deliver me. Break the chains. Break every generational curse. Break the chains. Because I know that God wants you to live and live abundantly. See, when you live abundantly, you can live beautifully. Okay. So that's why I can tell you, be beautiful. And that's why I can tell you, I'm beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. Just like I know you're beautiful. And it is because I'm walking in freedom. I'm walking in that chain is broken. I am no longer under the shame, the guilt, I'm not under that generational curse. I am worthy of marriage. I am lovable. Now, I might not be for everybody. Let me just tell you. Some people might just be like, she just way too much for me. And guess what? That's okay too. I might just be too much for you. It's okay. It's okay. Because guess what? I still know that I am and will be just enough for somebody. Okay. And I say that to you. If you're watching this right now and you're feeling like, if you're feeling like you're broken, regardless of how you got broken, and I told everyone today is Take Back Tuesday. We're going to take back every single thing the enemy thought he stole. So one of those things I want you to take back is take back your life. You are no longer under those generational curses. Take back your mindset. Take it all back. Now, I'm getting ready to get off of here. I want to tell you that I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. And remind yourself, you are not under any generational curse. You are free. You are free. You are free. You are free. Okay? So again, I love you. I do. And again, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, until next time, thank you. And again, thank you again for joining me at Stacy's Closet. And I'm going to give you a hug and tell you that I love you. And again, till next time.